What's up, you guys? We are back. Yes, that's right. You guys, we're back. And man, you all, we finally are here to talk about Scream 6, you guys. Today, this will be us just talking about all the spoilers with Scream 6. So, you guys, before we get started, definitely smash the like button because it definitely helps. You guys, with this film, Scream 6, it was just a roller coaster. Like I said in my non-spoiler video, it was just a roller coaster. The scenes were amazing. The tension was out of this world. Radio silence are amazing for what they did with this film. And to kind of get into it, this film takes place after Scream 5. You got the Carpenter sisters, basically going to New York. They're in college with the Meek twins. And yeah, so Sam's basically, she's going through a lot once, she gets there. We find out that she's basically seeing a therapist and everything. She's been rocking out with the Meek twins for 6 months. They've been staying with each other. But this film, man, the cinematography, just the way that Ghostface is just portrayed in this is out of this world. And yeah, you guys, to kind of get into it, so it was everything I said it would be. Sam being blackmailed and framed, and just her being blackmailed. At some points we thought that Sam was going to be the killer. Sam was going to be the killer. And it was a lot of callbacks to the other Screams in this film. And we get Courtney Cox also in this film, along with, Kirby. You got Leona Liberato, Jack Champion, you got Josh Segarra. It's just amazing lineup. And so you guys, and another thing I want to say, man, shout out to the new characters, like Jack Champion, Anika, and the Danny guy. Super cool, man, to just get put in a big franchise like this. I think they did a very good job. Just the pacing was very cool too, man. The pacing was very good. And one thing I want to touch on, just the character of Sam, in my opinion, how she's elevated from Scream 5 to Scream 6. In Scream 5, I couldn't say that I loved Sam, but now I actually loved Sam. I love Sam. I've been loving Jenna Ortega. I love Mindy. I love Chad. Now, I'm loving the core four. I'm loving this new lineup with Scream. And the thing is that they said they were going to be different, and damn it, they were different with this. Ghostface is brutal. I'm talking about to the point with a lot of the kills that he did, man. He's stabbing people, and he's twisting the knife, and they're zooming in on it and letting us see him twist, the knife and everything with the guts and everything. And the opening kill, man, with Samara Weaving, and you got Tony Revolori. It was just so different, and it was crazy how, Samara Weaving comes out, she's in the alley, and it's Tony Revolori. I remember to the point I thought this motherfucker was a hitman. I thought he was a hitman, and he dressed up like Ghostface. He got Samara Weaving out of there, and then he opens up this closet like a mini shrine. So I'm like, ooh, immediately I seen him Tony Revolori. He gets a little taste of his own medicine, Ghostface hitting him up, and then he's doing this little crazy thing with the open act where Ghostface is warmer, colder, and then we find out he put I want to say his name was Greg. He put Greg in the fridge, you guys. So that was very crazy. And also, to kind of push forward everything, we got Dermont. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, Dermont and Jack Champion were my picks. Once I started getting, more familiar with saying, Sam was the red herring, because at first I thought Sam was just, but I was that's too easy, So we kind of pushed forward everything, and yeah, man, Dermont and Jack Champion were my picks, man, and goddamn it, they were Ghostface. Now, Leona Liberato, she kind of threw me off. I did not know that, but I kind of did know when she was talking about her dad. It was some early giveaways when she was my dad, we lost our brother. And I'm Richie. It all makes sense because, at first you kind of didn't want to guess it because, Bailey's and everything. But I'm yes, bro, Richie's her brother. It was she's saying she's recovering from her brother and everything. And, she fakes her death, which is crazy because, we see stuff like that with Roman in Scream 3. But as we proceed through this, I just love the energy that these characters had. Jenna Ortega man, the emotions on her face is out of this world crazy. Sam, it's insane. It's insane when you see what they brought to this film. And Mindy did a great job, had that Randy energy to her. And Chad is just Dewey 2.0. But yeah, we kind of find out that Sam's like, damn near getting bullied, just for her, getting labeled like a freaking killer on social media. They're saying she's a Ghostface killer and everything. And she's just having a hard time in New York. And she actually has this little issue with this female on campus. She throws a drink on her. You see like this fire comes out of Sam, which was crazy. And they kind of portray her and put her all on the news to make her, look bad. But it kind of played out the way I thought it would play out, though. With Gale in her book, and I love this, and it's probably one of my favorite scenes when Gale comes and approaches Sam and Tara. It was like that Sidney Prescott type of scene, going back to the the older Screams, and Gale comes out with the microphone. I knew as soon as I saw everyone out there with the cameras, and you see Gale, and then so Sam throws this punch. And then Tara was like, you know what? My sister threw a punch. I'm going to throw a punch. And she connects, in spirit of Sidney Prescott. I'm like, wow. And I don't know how many times Gale can get fucking punched. Like, it's crazy. But I loved it. And, Gale redeems herself with Sam and everything. And, like, this character, Kirby, I love Kirby Reed. But in this film, it's kind of like you really did not know what side she was on. At a moment, you thought she was Ghostface. And another moment, you thought she was a part of, Sam and them's clique. Because they share the same story. A few things weren't in here that was in the trailer. But, but yeah, Kirby, you kind of had to figure her out. She's from Atlanta and everything. And, she's, sharing her story. And she's kind of, giving a lot of, like, hat tips to her situation with her trauma with Charlie and everything. But also Danny, man, I thought he could possibly be the killer, but he was just like, finally no boyfriend. He was helping Sam. He really liked her, from my understanding. And one of the most intense scenes was, when they were on his ladder. Ghostface comes in, slices up Mindy. I want to say Sam gets hit up too, and Tara and Chad ends up getting separated from the group outside the apartment. And then, this is when Leon Liberato fakes her death. And it was freaking crazy. I kind of found that, crazy anyways, with Leon Liberato. But, Ghostface does his crazy ass kill with the ladder, and Anika drops to her death. We all knew she was going to die though, right? But yeah, man, we get the reveal with the shrine, and this is the answer we all were, looking for. We find out that the shrine actually, was under Tony Revolori's character, which his name is Jason, which was very crazy because in the opening scene he was watching Jason Takes Manhattan, so his name was Jason. And yeah, he kind of put the shrine, the building, the theater that the shrine was in these, these stab fans. He put the theater in their name, just being smart, and it was Dermont. And I kind of, that's one thing I kind of was like, we kind of guessed Dermont because we are all like, okay, if this shrine is fake, if it's not, it has to be a cop. Who's the cop? Either Kirby or Dermont. And I wasn't thinking it was going to be Kirby, even though they were kind of making her get that red herring roll. But yeah, Dermont, said basically that he had this shrine set up for his son, and we get this crazy reveal at the end. I'm gonna get more into that, but the subway scene was insane. You got Mindy getting separated from the core four, and then she's so sold on Ethan. I love that Mindy's like, I'm so sold, basically saying you're Ghostface, Ethan. He's like, no, I'm not, man. I'm on campus and everything, and I'm starting to think like, hold up, maybe Ethan's not Ghostface. He has this little nerdy vibe to him. But guess what, you guys? Mindy was right, and Ethan was Ghostface. He just played his cards real correct. And I thought that was cool that she guessed Ghostface, Mindy being a horror, fanatic that she is. I just love the callbacks and how fluid this merges with the other films. We get that little scene with Mindy and Kirby going back and forth about, being horror fanatics. And I thought that was so cool. Radio Silence, man, you guys know something. And another thing that I thought that was crazy, how they were setting up Sam. It was like, she is like a bad final girl, like not in a bad way, but like in a good way, like an evil type of, like she's different. Like she said in her interview, she's very different. She has this darkness to her, and I love that scene when she's approaching her dad's robe, and we get that Skeet Ulrich cameo. He's in that glass, and he's talking to his daughter like, you need to cut some throats, and she's like, still having those little moments like she did in Scream 5, which was very cool, man. I just think that's so cool. But she, looking at the glass, and Tara's kind of like scratching her head in certain moments where it's just like, hold up, are you fucking Ghostface? Because you're acting weird. But as soon as everything hits the fan, though, I thought that was so realistic how Sam was like, pack your bags. As soon as they see the news and see Tony Revolori's death and Samara Weaving, they're like, pack your bags. This is too close to home, because I think Tara and Tony Revolori shared a class on campus, but we also found out that Samara Weaving actually was a film professor, so we all was kind of thinking like she was some type of professor, so we got that. Now, it was so weird that we didn't find out about any Stab musical or nothing. At least from my knowledge, I will be going to see it again tomorrow to kind of get some more in. But man, that Gale chase scene was crazy, and we found out that Gale actually had another guy she moved on, which kind of made me feel like, damn, man, Dewey. But it was so crazy though how we get that scene, Ghostface calls, they have that chase scene, and man, this scene, I really thought that Gale was going to bite the dust, but she is a fucking trooper. And this is one of the scenes where I kind of got tears in my eyes when she says, like, tell Sydney that Ghostface didn't get me. I want to say that's what she said, and it kind of just made me feel like, yes, man. And the way that they respected Sydney, and this made me so happy, made my heart warm. They were just talking about Sydney and everything. We even get a little scene with Tara and Sam talking to Gale about Sydney, and she's like, Sydney's not coming, let her just just run away. She deserves that and everything. And that was cool how they kind of like they kind of just made it like she ran off for her kids to be safe, and that was kind of fluid, I think. But we kind of progressed with Gale. She damn near dies, literally damn near dies. Ghostface was acting an ass in that scene. She shoots and having this little moment on the phone. I love when Gale was like, can you hold, please? Like, can you please hold? And Sam just comes to her rescue, fires the gun. But what's so crazy is Ethan, he played his role right, man. I love Jack Champion because what he did with his character was kind of just menacing. He played that nerdy, mellow, cool role. I don't know anything, but it was almost like it was too obvious, it was like too obvious. But I loved how they set the killers up in this, because it was like sometimes you're like, yes, that's the killer, but then they do something to make you think like, no, they're possibly just a survivor, just stuck in a bad situation like Sam. But yeah, man, Jack Champion did a great job. But I'm not gonna lie, Dermot, I knew off rip, man. He was too shady to me, man. He's talking about his daughter and everything, Quinn, and it was crazy. And then we get this, the final act, which it wasn't the best final act, but I enjoyed it. I'm gonna just say it was solid. And man, it was, how many times can fucking Chad, survive these crazy ass stabs? I mean, he is like Dewey 2.0, but man, he gets mangled. You guys, he gets mangled. Ghostface are like holding like arms out, just stabbing him. Like, they're literally just stabbing him. Like, yeah, Chad's done. Tara cries, but guess what? Pulls a Dewey and he comes out on top. Still survived. But man, the moment that Kirby, goes in their shrine, they're kind of trying to, they find out, they like, this is the plan. Tara's like, you know what, we trap them and we execute them, and we're approaching the final act. And then, basically, of course, Dermot gets in, try to convince them and say that Kirby's out of her mind. She is Ghostface. She was off the force for a couple months. I'm like, yep, he's Ghostface. And then we just, get the reveal. This was like a real, I want to say a tight final act. It was like a lot of moments where it's going up to 150 miles per hour and dropping and coming up. I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm literally like blood rushing, you guys, like heart pounding. Man, the action, the comedy, the just the thrill aspect of this Scream is so great. Like I said, this is possibly my second favorite Scream now. But yeah, man, this is crazy. We get the reveals. There's 3 Ghostface, and I'm like, so Dermot was basically the dad, Quinn was the daughter, and Jack Champion was the brother. But we also find out that their motive was because Richie was their brother, and Sam killed Richie, and he built the shrine. Dermot built the shrine for his son Richie, which is crazy, man. Like, that's just crazy. Like, the way they went back to that Scream 5 story, and he was just saying, basically that, he was a cop and he just obtained everything. And, every time I kind of knew that it was something with Dermot, because, every time we basically got this murder, it was like aged Ghostface mask just planted there, and they're kind of finding DNA, like Roman's DNA, Mrs. Loomis. And that was so crazy with the reveal that, Jack Champion had on Mrs. Loomis' mask, and freaking Leona Liberato had on Stu's mask. and Dermont had Billy's mask. But as we proceed, man, we got a crazy, like, bone chilling moment with Sam when she actually gets in the glass and takes Billy's robe. Like, once we saw that shot with the robe going off the mannequin, I'm like, oh yeah. And she has the age mask, and then she's playing that Sydney type role in the 96 Scream, like, hello, you know. And she kills him in a brutal way, stabs him in the eye and everything. Bro, she even knocks out Liana Liberado's teeth with a fucking brick. Like, it's really brutal, man. This, man, like I said, man, this is almost, I'm gonna give it like an 8.8 out of 10. 8.8 out of 10, man. It does have its like hiccups with, like, you kind of, you know, some of the comedy wasn't needed. Some of the, like, I hated, one thing I did not like really enjoyed it, kind of just like making it like Ghostface like pointing out a lot of like obvious things, you know, like just really dwelling on it. It weren't like doing like little clues how they used like those clues, like for example when you had cotton boots and everything zoomed in and Scream 2, they didn't do things like, they were just kind of like just stating obvious facts, if that makes sense. But I'm not gonna lie, I thought the killer's reveal was gonna be, it's like 50-50 with me, because it's like, Dermont, I seen you coming, but I did not see Liana Liberato coming until I, you know, kind of got deeper in the film, and I didn't see Ethan coming either. But anyways, you guys, it was solid, definitely solid. Like I said, possibly my second favorite, but also just the ending, man, with Sam and how she just takes out Dermont and everything, and that scene where we all like, man, Tara's evil, and she's holding her off the balcony. We kind of found out that Sam was kind of basically holding her sister too tight. She wanted to be, you know, on her own. We know the situation happened in Scream 5, but we get this crazy scene where she's holding her sister, and she has like the buck 120 on her hip, and she's like, let me go. So they kind of do like an eye-to-eye plan. She lets Tara go. Jack Champion's actually under her, you know, under her, swiping, trying to get her, and he's saying like these crazy ass like lines that's very disturbing. But she gets down, she does a brutal kill and stabs Jack Champion in the mouth. Super crazy. I'm just saying, you guys, this is very crazy, man. I like the callbacks, the Easter eggs, the brutal kills. Ghostface was so brutal. Like, man, like what he did to Tony Revolori, he had like just so much blood, aggression with Ghostface. It's like he had a chip on his shoulder, man. This is definitely the most brutalest Ghostface I've ever seen. Like when he jumps over the couch with Gale, he just meant business, man. That bodega scene was very intense, like I thought it would be. Henry Zerny's death was out of this world crazy. I thought that was going to be Liana Liberato's death, but that's actually Henry Zerny's. Busts through the window. And then Ethan, the way he dies with that call back to Stu Dime with the TV that Kirby takes him out with. Wow. Super crazy, man. Loved it. But yeah, you guys, and it ends with basically, like I told you guys it will end, Sam's holding Ghostface mask, but instead of keeping it, she throws on the ground. She walks away, you guys. So, yeah, man. That was Scream 6. Definitely 8.8 out of 10 for me. Definitely possibly my second favorite Scream now. I will be going to see it again tomorrow. We got a live stream. Also, you guys, the after party, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys do not want to miss it. But yeah, you all, comment down below what you guys think about Scream 6. I freaking loved it. Cannot wait to, you know, see if, you know, they kind of tell us more about some Scream 7. But yeah, you all, unfortunately, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to hit me on my social media at AlexScary on Instagram, AlexScary77 on TikTok, Brandon on Facebook, and AlexScary on Twitter. And yeah, you all, right there with subscribe. Next to it, click join and become a member of the channel. Yeah, you guys, watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. I love you all. Peace.